This is drifting. In both the real world and in video games like Need for Speed, it takes a stack of confidence and some serious skills to pull off. Those are skills that I don't really have, at least not at the moment. We're here at sunny Silverstone to enlist the help of Caterham, who are going to try and help me learn to be just a little bit like Ken Block, one of the stars of Need for Speed. First of all, my coach for the day, Jack, explains what's actually happening when you're drifting.
So the idea of drifting is holding oversteer. That's where the back of the car steps out and the front of the car has grip. So that's the sideways motion that you're taking through the corner. There's a few things you can do to essentially unbalance the car, and that's what you're doing. You're trying to break traction, so you're trying to go against every instinct you'd have on circuit. You don't want to be smooth, you want to be pretty aggressive to a point. And then there's a few things you can do, such as working the throttle, obviously braking quite hard and turning quite positively initially. It's definitely not the fastest way, but it's the most entertaining way, and that's the key thing. It is entertainment, and it's to some extent an art form. It's like playing a musical instrument or painting something, or creating a video or whatever it is. It's not about going fast. It's not about ticking boxes, because there is no box to tick. It's a bit of a blank canvas. You can do whatever you like, and it's not wrong. It's whatever you want it to be.
With that on board and some expert tutelage, it was time for me to get in the car. The object of the day would be simple: to, at least once in the day, get a shot of me on camera pulling off a decent looking drift over a corner that had been set up for me in cones. Before we could start to tackle that though, we started with some warm-up exercises. So far, so good. It started very slow, and then there came a point where it started to come together. I'm going to give it a few more shots though, because I think there's more in it for me. This is fun. This is really, really fun. The start didn't look so promising, but very slowly I started to get to grips with the basics. Right, so as you can see, it's either not as easy as it looks, or I'm just a moron, but either way, that is so much fun. That is crazy fun. The instruction Jack has been giving is excellent. My ability to put it into practice, however, leaves something to be desired. The real knack is not just knowing what to do, it's understanding how to react to the feedback from the car, understanding how your inputs, be that steering, be that throttle, compensate what's happening and where you need to be. I'm not looking in the right place, I'm either too aggressive or not aggressive enough on the throttle, and my steering, I'm doing way too much of it. So I'm absolutely shattered right now, but I'm on such an adrenaline high that I don't care. The practicing has happened. We're going to set up and actually try and do this turn, actually get this one corner to look anywhere near as competent as it should do. This is not a video game. This has got the sights and the smells and the sensation of not just speed but direction, acceleration, the smell of the tires, the pinging of stones off your helmet. But I had to put all of that to one side and focus on the job in hand. Jack quickly showed me exactly how I should be looking, exiting the corner and making it look very easy in the process. Now it was my turn to give it a go. It did not look good at the start, but slowly but surely the confidence was building. I couldn't quite string it together though. The sun was getting low and I was beginning to think I wasn't going to get it done. But then... Tell me you got that! Yes! It wasn't the most dramatic of drifts, but I had made it round the corner at a slight angle the whole way round, and I couldn't be happier. What a day. What a day. That has been so much fun. And they're right at the end. I think I just about got it. There is no way I could ever drift like Ken Block. Not in real world. Not even in a car set up for it like this, but I came pretty damn close to, for that tiny moment, just getting a tiny glimpse of what it's like to hold the car sideways like that. I need to do some more drifting. This is so damn cool. So yes, as it turns out, drifting is a lot harder than it looks. Plus, I burnt through an entire tank of fuel and a brand new set of tires in no time flat. So you probably would need deep pockets and a wide open space, not to mention someone else's car if you ever wanted to get really, really good at it.
Plus, despite all of that practice, you were still kind of not good. I mean, you had to drive around a car park, not on public roads. You had to wear a silly hat.
Helmet.
And when the sun went down, you had to just go home. And none of that is going to be a problem in Need for Speed. You can get your sideways thrill in a much easier way. And can you put your skills that you've just learned to better use in Need for Speed? Or can I just rock up having never tried this before and do better than you?
I think we should find out.
Well, I mean, starting with the tyre pressures, we can just mess with all of these, set everything to the left, which is going to push it into the drift setting. So starting with the tyre pressures, then we're going to change the steering. Let's turn on braking drift assist. Definitely want the stability switched off. Definitely no launch control. You can even lock the differential, so it's just going to spin all the time. I think we've probably got the slippiest car we could possibly manage here.
Okay, this was kind of similar when I was out on the track. They set the car up to be the most unstable, so that makes sense.
Okay, all right, let's go with that.
See, this already looks like a much more sexy environment to try this out.
Well, I mean, it's raining to start with. I feel like that's probably going to help us out. But instead of staying out here on the streets, why don't we go and find somewhere nice and bendy where hopefully there's going to be a little less traffic as well.
Okay.
Okay, so my technique for drifting has always been lots of power and turning. And I feel like that's going to do me really well in this corner.
Hey, yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit more subtlety than that. Try again.
Okay.
Oh, that looked
There we
good.
go. Okay, so lots of power, totally viable technique. All right, let's try on these slightly bigger bends. Getting there, lots of power, turn it. Okay, so maybe it's lacking a little finesse, I'll concede, but in terms of getting the car sliding, I think we've rigged it up well. I seem to not be able to sustain the corner with my technique either.
But that just means that it's down to technique, which is kind of cool. You're not just jumping in and the car is doing everything for you. Much like in the real world, we actually like to do the driving ourselves. So you just need to That was less than ideal.
Well, I died, but beyond that, I think that was a good first try.
But actually, it is a good point that you're able to do that and jump straight back on and keep going. I'm pretty sure if I'd done something like that out on the road, I would call it a day.
Okay, I feel like maybe you need to show me how well you can apply your skills to this game.
Right, okay. See, this is applying the techniques that I learned out there on the track. So, upset the car, dab her brakes, get the back out. It can be done.
Oh, okay. You're making this look a lot better than I did.
And this is just with a full day of burning tires. Who would have thought that that would actually help in a video game? Still not perfect though. But the great thing is I can actually be a lot more confident about getting it wrong. Because even where I was out in the car park, there was always a slight fear that I was going to kill someone.
Yourself, someone else, damage the car.
It was really low on my list of priorities for the day to kill someone. So
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that that was avoided at all costs. So at the moment, it would seem that a day's worth of training makes me marginally better prepared, very marginally better prepared than you are to actually take it on. But in any case, doing it on a wet, dark mountain road does look that much better than in the car park at Silverstone. Right, so let's actually try a mission around drifting just to see if we can actually use this to score some in-game currency.
I'm sure we can do that. All right, this is worth points this time.
Here we go. Oh, come on, come on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh, he pushed me off line.
Yeah.
I was doing well there.
Oh, it's beautiful. That was beautiful. You must be in the lead by now. I mean, points-wise, obviously you're way behind in the actual race.
Drifting is not for speed, drifting is for style.
I've seen Tokyo Drift, I know how it is.
I'm going to be your personal DK. That sounds really rude.
Yes. Oh, wow!
Come on, stay with the group.
4 times multiplier.
Oh, I hit a car. Oh.
Threading the needle. Look, you successfully threaded a needle.
I threaded a needle. I have a new personal best.
Okay.
Double the braking power. Steer in. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Whoo! The stress levels are high.
See, that is the same between the game and real life.
Okay.
The intensity does get your heart pumping. Go.
Okay. We're getting the hang of this.
Yeah? You feeling it?
I'm feeling this now. I feel like I've got the drift eye.
The drift eye.
Drift eye is a zone. It's a zen-like state.
It sounds like something you'd go to the optometrist for.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Power, power, power.
Oh, I feel like keeping the power on is the hardest part.
Yeah, it's not all power all the time. It's you have to feed the power to keep the back where you want it.
Out the way. Out the way. Drift King coming through.
Oh!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh! Oh!
Why was there an ice cream truck in the road?
Because people like ice cream?
No one likes ice cream in the mountains.
Seems a generalization of core mountain folk.
How did I do?
New personal best. That says
I think that means I beat you.
It probably does mean you beat me. How did that work?
I think I was just absorbing all of your skill and technique.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
There's a lot there to get into. There's a lot to sink your teeth into. If you want to try and get good at drifting, you can't just jump into this game and it'll do everything for you. You need to learn how to do it properly.
You definitely need a bit of skill.
But on those bits where it was going well, it felt really good. It felt like it did when I was out on the track, when the back was going and I was looking at the side and my little heart was going and I was beaming like a little schoolboy.
And you had this big old grin on your face and just the tiniest little bit of drift.
Although it looked more spectacular there than it did in the real world, it still felt pretty good in both, to be fair.
Plus, you get all the good with none of the fear. So it all actually works out to a greater whole.
I do prefer my enjoyment with the minimum amount of death.
Yes, as most people do.
Yeah, if I can eradicate death from my fun, I've had a good day.
What a great day. Well, at least I can say that without any real-world drifting experience, it was absolutely possible to become a student of Sideways, though I will admit that your technique of not using all throttle all the time had quite a lot of merit.
Yeah, a lot of merit. Dip on the brakes, power back on, catch the slide and watch it gently swing round as opposed to kicking out like a mule.
Yeah, but mules can be stylish too.
Drifting around the corner elegantly is stylish, but in the real world that takes a lot of practice and some fundamental skills.
Oh, and space.
Yeah,
and money.
Yeah.
Plus you'll need the safety equipment. Think of the tires.
Yeah, all those things. But at least in Need for Speed, with a bit of practice, you can drift like a pro.